Hi everyone, I'm one of the engineers here at EMPI, and today we are promoting our new Super Shroud fan shrouds. These ones are the early style shrouds, which use the upright oil cooler. The Doghouse coolers are coming soon, don't worry. For this project, we wanted to make the best drop-in fan shroud that we could possibly come up with, while still retaining all of the OEM look and feel of your existing shrouds. In the development of these, we deconstructed various OEM and aftermarket shrouds. We scanned various motors to make sure that it fits better than any other shroud you can currently buy. We built our own homemade flow bench, and we did CFD testing on all the designs to make sure that we're giving you the best fan shroud possible. From the front, these may look like any other 36 horsepower fan shroud that you can buy, but these were designed from the ground up to be the best fan shroud possible. If we start at the bottom here, you'll notice that we extended the fins. This simulates the OEM thermostat in the on position to straighten the air. So this is for all those people whose thermostats have rusted out or disappeared. We got your back. We got you. Built-in thermostat. Moving on to the inside of the shroud, we changed the location and shape of all of the fins inside to direct the air where it needs to go. Our big goal for this was to get a good 50-50 split between the two sides of the motor. In testing, we'd seen that a lot of OEM and aftermarket shrouds tend to bias one side over the other. We wanted to eliminate that issue. I'll bring out an OEM one for comparison. Right away, you might notice that we cleaned up a lot of these unnecessary holes and extra dents that were disrupting airflow. So now you have a nice clean finish on the shroud. Second off, you might notice that we extended this lower portion here to create a better seal between the shroud and the engine tin. Moving on to the back of the fan shrouds, you'll see compared to the OEM unit, we added a velocity stack similar to what you see on the Porsche 356 shrouds. This velocity stack gives passive gains, allows more air to enter the shroud, and is benefited even further by the fact that our early style shrouds allow the use of the thicker Doghouse style 37 millimeter fans, whereas the OEM one can only allow up to a 30 millimeter. Quite a big difference. Larry, take the junk away. And these Super Shroud fan shrouds are available in 4 different styles to fit your motor. We got chrome with heater ducts, part number 8832. If you prefer it in black, we got it in 8684 right here. If heater ducts aren't your thing and you really want that nice clean look, we have it in chrome, part number 8831, or again in black for 8679. For the best results, we recommend pairing it with our Super Cooler, part number 981186. If you're wondering where you can get one of these, contact your local EMPI dealer. And now for a little sneak peek into the development of the Super Shroud fan shrouds. You can see here our development shroud. What we did was we cut out all the internal fins so that we could then 3D print our test fins, and we can attach them to magnets so we can move them around the shroud to test the airflow distribution side to side, as well as between the cylinder and the cylinder head. Now, to verify that this does what we say it does, we built our own flow bench to test these fans. Here we have our 3 horsepower AC motor hooked up to an alternator with a 37 millimeter fan on the back of it. So as we run the motor, it spins up this fan just as it would in your car, and it goes through the shroud and then through these 4 airflow sensors down here. Now, we chose to do 4, and we chose to separate them in this way so that we can measure the difference between the cylinder head and the cylinder, as well as the side-to-side distribution. We even printed an engine insert to replicate what the fan shroud is going to see in real life, and this also allows us to bolt up various oil coolers or oil cooler reroutes so we can test various configurations. All right, that's enough talking. Let's see what this thing can do. To increase the air coming out of the shroud, you got to increase the air going into the shroud. So we added this velocity stack, and we're going to test it. These measure the CFM and the speed of the air. A CFM stands for cubic foot per minute, so that's how much volume is coming out of the shroud. And then we can also measure miles per hour, so how fast the air is coming in and out of the shroud. when we revved this guy up to 2,000 RPM, we saw a 37% increase in the airflow leaving the shroud versus the OEM setup. That's big difference. So after all that testing, what did we learn? Well, in some aftermarket shrouds, we found there is up to a 60-40 split left to right with a bias towards the 1-2 cylinder. In our case, after adjusting all the fins, we got that down to only a few percent different. Well, with the addition of the velocity stack and all the fin changes, we were also able to see a 37% increase in airflow exiting the shroud. So not only is more air exiting the shroud, it's also going more evenly between the two sides. For those of you who would rather run an external oil cooler over the upright one, we actually saw a 42% increase in air leaving the shroud. You may have noticed that we didn't cut it out, but we will be supplying a paper cut template so you can cut out the external oil cooler bypass yourself. If you're in the market for a 36 horsepower style fan shroud, why settle for anything less? This is what you need right here.